Before the noise begins, before the questions come, before you know what the day will ask of you, there is a place that holds you. You have been known here longer than your name, loved here longer than your story. This is that place. Come as you are.
There was a season I could not name, where everything I built came apart the same, and all I had were fragments of who I used to be, wondering if the wreckage was all that's left of me. But through the water you called me, through the fire you stayed, and when I had no name for it, you called me by my name. I am yours, that's what remains. Not the breaking, not the weight, not the long and hollow nights, not the losing of the light when everything was stripped away. The one thing left was grace. I am yours, that's what remains. Oh, I have walked through rivers that had no other side. I have stood in burning places with nowhere left to hide. But the flame did not consume me, and the flood did not win. Something held me from the outside, something called me back again. Through the water you called me, through the fire you stayed, and when I had no name for it, you called me by my name. I am yours, that's what remains. Not the breaking, not the break, not the weight, not the long and high naked. Do not fear, I have redeemed you. Do not fear, I know your name. You are mine, you every river. You are mine, through every flame. When the ground beneath you shifts and you can't remember why you came, there is one thing holding firm, one thing that never changed. You were known before the breaking, you were loved before the loss, and nothing you have carried could ever be the cause. What remains? You remain, you remain, you remain. I am yours, always yours. What remains?
She doesn't have the end, she doesn't have the proof. She's just a woman standing in the middle of the truth. She's watched the door stay closed, she's counted silent years, but something in her hasn't moved, despite the weight of tears. Not because a mountain moved, not because the storm went still, but because she knows the one who can, and knows he will. She still believes when the evidence is thin. She still believes when she can't see around the bend. Not a faith that never wavers, but a faith that won't give in. She still believes same prayer over, with open empty hands. But empty hands are on his head, and on his finds of grace. And grace has always met her in that unresolved space. Not because a mountain moved, not because a mountain, not because a storm went still, storm went still, not because she knows the one who can and knows he will. She still believes when the evidence is thin. She still believes when she can't see around the bend. Oh, this is the substance of things hoped for. This is the evidence of things unseen. This is the woman who kept showing up long after comfort left the scene. And when the story's told from the other side of everything she carried to the end, they will say she held to something that held her right back again. She still believes when the evidence is thin. She still believes when she can't see around the bend. Not a faith that never wavers, but a faith that won't give in. She still believes. She still believes. Still believes. Even now, still holding on. Still believe.
Ooh. Before you had a name, before anyone had words for you, you were already known. I've spent so long becoming whatever the room required. I've shaped myself to fit the space and called it being inspired. But somewhere in the shaping, I lost the original line, the version that existed before it all was mine to define. But I was known before the breaking,
Known before the years of trying,
known before I learned to hide.
the parts I thought were worth denying,
Woven in the quiet darkness,
called remarkably amazed.
every part of me intentional,
Every part of me displayed.
I was known, already known. And all the ways I've wandered, and all the names I've worn, were never any mystery to the one who called me born. He saw the full unraveling, he knew the weight I'd carry, and loved me at the blueprint before the world could make me vary. But I wasn't known before the breaking.
Fearfully and wonderfully,
These are not just pretty words
this is the declaration
of a God who chose this form.
Every scar has been accounted,
Every question has been seen,
and the self you've been apologizing for was always what he meant.
I was known before the breaking,
Known before the years of trying,
known before I learned to hide.
parts I thought were worth denying,
Woven in the quiet darkness,
called remarkably amazed.
every part of me intentional,
Every part of me displayed.
I was known, already known. Yeah. Yeah. before the beginning, every part of me perfectly known.
Already loved.
No. The headlines came like water through every crack and door. The kind of noise that tells you nothing is sure anymore. I sat inside the shaking and look for solid ground, and every human answer just made a louder sound. But I have read this story enough to know its end. God who holds the morning is the God who holds me then. The ground is shaking,
but He does not move.
the ground is shaking,
but I know what's true.
God is our refuge,
God is our strength.
even now,
Even here,
He has always
been.
I've watched the mountains tremble, I've felt the waters roar, but I have lived through seasons that I couldn't see before. And every time the earth gave way, He was already near. The one who holds the universe was holding me right here. But I have read this story enough to know its end. The God who holds the morning is the God who holds me then.
And see the works of the Lord,
What He has done upon the earth.
He makes the wars to cease.
He breaks the bow into be still. Oh,
That He
is God.
the
Ground is shaking,
but He does not move.
He does not move.
He never has.
Even now,
He does not move. He never has.
oh, even now, even here. The house is dark and quiet before the world awakes. She finds a place of stillness before the morning breaks. She doesn't need the language to come out formed and right. She sits there in the darkness and gives him all the night. No stage, no congregation, just her and what she knows, that God is in this corner before the daylight shows. She prays at 5 in the morning before the world begins. She opens up her empty hands and lets him enter in. God is within her. She will not fall. She prays at 5 in the morning, and he hears it all. She carries names like treasure that never leave her chest. Her children and their futures, the ones she loves the best. She asks for things she'll never know came from that floor, but heaven holds the answers to every prayer she pours. No stage, no congregation, just her and what she knows, that God is in this corner before the daylight shows. You don't see where she's kneeling, you don't know her walk. Everything's still standing, came through what she prayed before the dawn, before the day. She prays at 5 in the morning. Oh, she prays at 5 in the morning. Oh, she prays at 5 in the morning. She prays at 5 in the morning before the day. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed. Oh. Yeah. She never told you half it, the way behind the smile, the night she held the family together for a while. She learned to pray in whispers so nobody would know that she was barely standing in the undertow. She never asked for credit, she never kept the score. She just kept showing up again and giving a little more. What she carried was never meant for one. What she carried would have broken anyone. But mercy met her in the middle, grace was there beneath, and the God who sees in secret saw every quiet offering. What she carried, he carried too.
She lit the candles early before the house would rise. She brought her unspoken list before the open skies. She interceded daily for names nobody heard, and heaven leaned in closer to catch her every word. Ooh, what she carried was never meant for one. What she carried, cast your burden on the one who holds every hidden thing, every untold story, every sacrifice that love compels. She was seen, she was known, she was never carrying it alone. What she carried was never meant for one. What she carried
would have broken anyone. But mercy met her in the middle.
grace was there beneath it,
And the God who sees in secret
saw every quiet offering. What she carried,
He carried too. Oh, He carried it too. Every piece.
he saw it all. He carried, he carried it. She was never alone. She was never alone. He carried, he carried it. She was never alone. She was covered it all. He carried it too.
She held it like a promise that was never really hers. She carried it so carefully through every twist and turn. The kind of weight that's quiet that nobody else can see. The kind that takes up residence and starts to feel like me. But perfect peace was promised to the mind that stays on Him, not the mind that holds the broken things until the edges dim. So she learned to let it go, not because it didn't matter, but because she finally knows she wasn't made to carry what was never hers to hold. She opened up her hands and felt the weight of years dissolve into the grace of being fully known. She learned to let it go. She'd been so good at holding, she forgot what free felt like, until the morning came and something lifted overnight. Not all at once, not loudly, just a quiet shift inside, like a room that's been shut for years, finally open wide. And perfect peace was promised to the mind that stays on Him, not the mind that holds the broken things until the edges dim. So she learned to let it go, not because it didn't matter, but because she finally knows she wasn't made to carry what was never hers to hold. She opened up her hands and felt the weight of years dissolve into the grace of being thought. You will keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on you, not the one who has it figured out, but the one who trusts that you do and tries. So she learned to let it go. Not because it didn't matter, but because she finally knows she wasn't made to carry what was never hers to hold. She opened up her hands and felt the weight of years dissolve into the grace of being fully known. She learned to let it go, finally free, letting go. Peace like a river, letting go, finally free, letting go. You already know. Before I open my mouth, before I even know what I need, I've been sitting with this silence like it owes me something clear, turning over every question, trying to make the answer appear. But the ceiling doesn't answer, and the clock just keeps its pace. And I'm somewhere between trusting and just staring into space. You searched me and you knew me, every road I've wandered through, everything I tried to bury, every version of the truth. I don't have to find the language, don't have to make it sound right. You were already reading every line I couldn't write. I've been counting all my failures like they cancel out the grace. But you mapped the whole of darkness, and you still chose this place. Every night you're there beside me, every morning already near. The kind of presence that needs nothing for me to appear. Where could I go that you haven't already been? Where could I hide what you haven't already seen? And still you lean in, still you call me by name. Nothing I carry could make you look away. You know me, still you stay. You know every part, and you stay.
It's too late to be awake, too quiet to pretend. Just me and everything I've been carrying. The house is still, the world is far away. I've been lying here, somewhere between a night and yesterday. The thoughts that wait for daylight found me anyway. And all the things I haven't said came flooding back to stay. But something in the quiet feels less like being alone. Something in the darkness feels more like coming home. So I lay here in the waiting, and I let the silence speak. And the one who knows my restless is the one who covers me. Not a word and yet I feel it. Not a sound and yet so near. Every sleepless, heavy midnight, and you're already here. I've been counting all the reasons tomorrow feels too far, but somehow even fractured things still find their way to stars. And everything that worried me at 2:30 or 3 looks a little less like endings when you're here breathing peace. Something in the quiet feels less like being alone. Something in the darkness feels more like coming home. Even now, in the quiet, you remain. 3 a.m. and you're here. You're here.
She didn't have the words, so she just stood there and lifted her eyes. That was enough.
She wakes before the sunrise with names upon her lips, not asking for a miracle, just asking him to sit. She's carried more than anyone has stopped to count or see, the kind of love that cost you everything quietly. And those who look to him are never turned away. Their faces filled with something that the world cannot explain. She lifted her eyes, that was her whole prayer. She lifted her eyes, and he met her there. God is within her, she will not fall. She lifted her eyes, he heard it all. She doesn't need the platform, she doesn't need the praise. She just needs one more morning to trust him through the day. And in the quiet kitchen, before the world begins, she finds that he was waiting right there inside of it. Lift your eyes, he sees you still. Lift your eye, he always will. It's too late to be awake, too quiet to pretend. Just me and everything I've been carrying. The house is still, the world is far away, I've been lying here somewhere between tonight and yesterday. The thoughts that wait for daylight found me anyway. And all the things I haven't said came flooding back to stay. But something in the quiet feels less like being alone. Something in the darkness feels more like coming home. So I lay here in the waiting, and I let the silence speak. And the one who knows my restless is the one who covers me. Not a word and yet I feel it. Not a sound and yet so near. Every sleepless heavy midnight, and you're already here. Ooh. I've been counting all the reasons tomorrow feels too far, but somehow even fractured things still find their way to stars. And everything that worried me at 2:30 or 3 looks a little less like endings when you're here breathing peace. Something in the quiet, feels less like being alone. Something in the darkness feels more like coming home. On my bed, I remember you through the watches of the night. I think of all the ways you've held me, and something lifts the weight. Your right hand steady underneath has always been enough. And in the hours no one sees, you've always been awake. Still here, even out in the quiet, you remain here. 3 a.m. Still here, even out in the quiet, you remain here. 3 a.m. Still here.
I woke up making plans again for things that aren't today. I borrowed trouble from next week and gave this morning away. The coffee's getting cold now. The light is passing through, and somewhere in the worry, I almost missed the view. Yeah, but there is bread enough for today. There is grace enough for today. I don't need to hold tomorrow when today is in your hands. Yeah, there is peace enough for today. There is strength enough for today. And the mercy that I'm standing in was always just for now, enough for today. She used to say each morning is a letter freshly sealed, containing just enough of grace for everything revealed. Don't spend it on the future, don't waste it on the past. Just open what is given and trust that it will last. And today you're not alone. There is manna in this moment. There is water in this place. Oh, there is enough right here, right now, in the sufficiency of grace. There is bread enough for today. There is grace enough for today. I don't need to hold tomorrow when today is in your hands. Oh, there is peace enough for today. There is strength enough for today. And the mercy that I'm standing in was always just for now, enough for today. Enough, just for today. It's enough, right here. Enough, enough for today. Oh, enough, just for today. It's enough, right here. Enough for today. Didn't think I'd make it through the long side of the night. Every hour felt like standing at the edge of fading light. I rehearsed 100 endings, none of them came true. And somewhere in the turning, the dark just gave way through. Not because I earned it, not because I found the words, but something older than my sorrow moved before the dawn occurred. And the morning found me, still breathing, still held, still covered by a mercy, too faithful to be spelled. Every failure I was counting already washed away. His compassions never falter, they were new again today. The morning found me. I've been told about this kindness since before I understood that the God who holds the darkness somehow turns it into good. And I've doubted in the middle of the nights that felt too long, but the mercy that was promised didn't wait for me to be strong. Not because I earned it, not because I found the words, but something older than my sorrow moved before the dawn occurred. And the morning found me, still breathing, still held, still covered by mercy, too faithful to be spelled. Every failure I was counting already washed away. His compassions never falter, they were new again today. The morning found me. Became the ground I stand on now. Every season I called hopeless, you were working anyhow. And I will look back on this moment from the other side of clear, and I will tell someone still waiting that the morning always comes, that the morning always comes. And the morning found me, still breathing, still held, still covered by a mercy, too faithful
After the earthquake, after the fire, a still small voice, and he was in the stillness. I came here at the beginning with something I needed to find. I have moved through the weighing, through the fire and the wind, and now I am standing on the other side of the asking, not with all the answers, but with less need to demand them. Something has settled the way deep water settles after the stone has gone through and the surface is still again. You were here at the start, you were here through the middle, you are here in the quiet that follows everything loud. Not a feeling that fades, not a fire that burns out, just a presence that stays when the altar has cooled. I don't know what comes next, and that no longer frightens me the way it did before I walked through this hour. I have learned that the Spirit doesn't leave with a feeling, doesn't pack with a worship. When the song finally ends, you remain in the ordinary, in the Tuesday, in the table, in the breath between the moments. I remember to look up.
Elijah heard it after everything,
Not in the spectacular, in the silence after. You are in the silence after. You were here at the start, you were here through the middle, you are here in the quiet that follows everything loud. Not a feeling that fades, not a fire that burns out, just a presence that stays when the altar has cooled. Still here after the fire, still here after the wind, still here in the ordinary, still here when the music ends, still here. You remain still here, even when I stop singing. You remain still here, still speaking, still breathing, still holding, still here, still. There is a place past trying, past explaining, past holding on. It sounds like this: I have carried what I could and dropped what I could not. I have prayed with clean hands and prayed when I forgot. I have stood at every altar, I have walked away from some, but the thread between us never came undone. Something in me always found its way back home, like a word mid-sentence that finally finds its tone. Into your hands I lay it all down, every question still unanswered, every place I almost drowned. Not because I have the words, not because I understand, but because I've learned there's nowhere safer than your hand. I have chased faced 1,000 answers, through 1,000 open doors. I have built and watched it crumble to the floor, but the ruins always showed me what was standing all along. Not the structures I had fashioned, but the one who kept me strong. And I come back to this moment, empty, open, unafraid. There is rest in full surrender. There is peace in being laid into your hands. Into your hands, I lay it all down. Every question still unanswered. Every place I almost drowned. Not because I have the word, not because I understand, but because I learned. There's nowhere safer than your hands. All the striving, all the noise, all the versions of myself I try to hold on to, set aside. This is the truest thing I know. After all the roads I've been, you were always where I landed. You were always where I'd been. And if someone finds this later, in the quiet of their own long night, let them hear it like a promise that the ending can be light, that surrender isn't losing, that the open hand receives, that the way you've been carrying was never yours to keep. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Into your hands, I lay it all down. Every question still unanswered. Every place I almost drowned. Not because I have the word, not because I understand, but because I've learned. There's nowhere safer than your hands. Into your hands, all of it. Into your hands, every piece, every part, all the years. Into your hands, still yours, always yours. Into your hands, into your hands.